It did come up as a question on our last session, which was, where do you fit in professional development and continuing education? And that kind of made me think of, well, also we need to be planning time for this kind of thing. Spending time in the market, spending time in the data. And when you look at your weekly calendar, I would say probably most of you don't have a small time block to just go look at the market, understand what's going on so that you can show up as a professional. Sure, you have time blocked for your customer service calls. Do you have time blocked to review the marketplace to make sure that what's moving in those areas where your listings are so that you're not going, oh yeah, I should go take a look at that when somebody asks you the question, is anything else selling? Welcome back, everyone, to Life at 10 Tenths, where we inspire you to live at the pinnacle of your ability and purpose. We are so excited that you are here with us. My name is Matt Pinelli. His name is Garrett Fry. And we have a great episode lined up for you today. As always, if this is your first time joining us, we're so excited. Thank you for joining us during the holiday season. What a great time of year to get tuned in and tuned up. And if you're looking to create a plan, if you haven't done so yet, to help guide you through 2026, we have an incredible on-demand workshop for you. Just go to 10tenths.co. There's a banner at the top. You click on it. It takes you to 10tenths.co/GPS, which gives you all of the information on how you can create your personalized GPS for your business. And we'd love to see you in there. You get to interact with Garrett and myself as well. And as a fun bonus, if you go through that and submit to us your business plan, you get to join us for our exclusive quarterly mastermind that is only available to people who submit their business plan to us. So those who are in our 11 circle, who are in our individual premier coaching program, they only get in if they submit a business plan too. So you have to submit a business plan to be in there. And that is the only thing that you have to do. And we're going to have a lot of fun with those quarterly masterminds. It's going to be great.
It's been fun to tell my one-on-one coaching clients, like, you don't just get to come in because you're part of the one-on-one coaching world. Like, you need to show up with your business plan also.
Yeah. We want to hold you guys accountable. We were thinking about, like, hey, what is something we can do that actually helps people follow through? Because there's a lot of business planning programs and things out there. I mean, anytime you go to a training, and I get it, like, you're there to get trained and then it's up to you to go and perform. And we're like, what could we do to help people actually get to the finish line on at least creating a plan? Well, hey, let's have this thing that they can only get into if they do the plan.
Yep.
And then this thing that they get into will help them execute the plan, which we hope will help you have an incredible year, because that's what we want to help you do, is live at the pinnacle of your ability and purpose. We know it's in there. We know it's in there. You know it's in there. And we're all going to work together to get there. So excited about it.
Yeah. Well, let's focusing on clients right now and people we're working with in the industry out here and how we're approaching this business, Matt. I think this was your topic that you threw on the table. Maybe it might have been a joint effort.
I think we merged one of mine and one of yours into this because they made sense to fit together, right? And we have kind of two sides to this, which is going to be great.
Well, and there's an episode we did here a while back with understanding your database and looking at a highlighter, routine that I have people do, or system, to be able to understand who's in your database and what roles they have in there. And one of the reasons I created that system was it took people out of the trying to get the business more so, and then focusing them onto how do I build really great relationships, which a lot of the times then brings it back to, I have these amazing people in my world that I'm now guiding them and helping them with real estate and helping them get to where they want to go, rather than going, I need to go get it aside. How do I get a transaction out of my database? How do I find that deal that's in there? And it's a great mindset shift, Matt, that I get to watch people go through, where they realize that there's more business out here than they can possibly handle. And how do they just change the environment to help guide them where it naturally brings them in? Because the minute you go into chasing mode, oh my gosh, it works actually the opposite of what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
People run from you. We see it happen all the time.
Well, and this comes up a lot. We get questions all the time through individual coaching calls. This comes up in our group coaching call. And it's like, well, I have this client. How do I get them to do this? How do I get them to make a decision?
How do I get them to be a referrer? They haven't referred. How do I get them to do that?
Yeah. How do I get all these people to do it? And it's like, well, you can't get people to do anything, because ultimately we all have autonomy over ourselves, and we will make the choice. They will make the choice to do something. And when it comes to something like real estate, there's probably not even anything fancy that you can say to try to persuade somebody to make a decision before they have a chance to go, gosh, why did I buy these, deep water salts to clean my hands? It felt so good at the time, but now I have this $100 bottle of stuff that I'm not going to use. People don't all of a sudden end up walking away, gosh, I bought that $1 million house and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, right? So you can't get anybody to do anything, but you can guide them. Yeah. And this leads to what you were talking about. We've talked about this a lot, you and me, Garrett, whereas like people need a professional in their corner. And if they have a professional, they have someone who is guiding them, which there's going to be better alignment there, which will also create the opportunity for the referrals on the back end, because the experience is so much different than having a salesperson in front of them that's saying all the things trying to get them to buy a house, let's say. So,
well, and you look at like growing a business, and again, going back to this, like getting them to do something, getting them to do business, getting them to buy or sell, getting them to refer. I've always said, what if you created a business that caused people to want to refer to you? What if you created a business where you were that level of a professional that they're like, real estate, Matt Benelli, that's my realtor. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. That's the professional that I trust. I'm not going anywhere else. I know that if I go, and we've used this example many times, I know if I go to Charleston, I'm going to Hall's Steakhouse for a steak. Why? Because it is the best darn experience of a steakhouse I've ever had, ever. There's nothing I can compare it to. And I've been to a lot of steakhouses on a lot of different countries and parts of the world. Like, that's the place for me that's the pinnacle. So I think we need to look at, in our real estate business, are we being that level of a professional? Are we choosing to show up and to be that person that they need? And I think in our industry right now, it is more important that you have a professional in your corner helping you with buying or selling. I've even gone as far as to be like, look, this is not necessarily the marketplace where you just choose a friend to choose a friend. It's not the marketplace where you choose the family member because it's family, right? I mean, gosh, what are you going to do? It's my niece. I got to use her. She's got a license. There's certain parts of the market where if you haven't done a deal in the last 3 months, I hate to say it, you don't know what's going on in this marketplace right now. That's where you find the people that are pricing too high. They're not guiding them correctly. They're not guiding them with how fast do we make price adjustments, what type of marketing should be going out, what movements happening in different marketplaces. The amount of realtors, Matt, that I've asked the question of, okay, so you've got this listing that's sitting right now. Have you looked to see if anything in that price range is selling at all? And they're like, well, hold on, let me check. And they're looking it up, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like
Why do I have to hold on and for you to check? These are things that you should have already. Now, I understand you don't need to regurgitate the things off the top of your head, but like should have been something. Yes, I looked at it the other day. Let me pull it up to show you what it says.
You should know this stuff. This is part of being the professional. Like, you should have this information readily available where you can find it fast, or it's right on the tip of your tongue. And a lot of times that can happen because you're not doing enough business. You don't have your hands in the fire as much as they need to be in the fire. And this is the opportunities out here. So again, having a professional right now, the ones that I'm showing up as a professional, Matt, they're showing up in people's corners where they trust. They're really busy right now. I know this is a December episode. We're recording this kind of the end of November. And I am watching people right now saying, I have the biggest December I've ever had lined up right now. I'm wrapping up the busiest week of November I've ever had in my business. That business is here right now. It is available, but you got to be a professional. You've got to show up.
Yeah, I have people saying, man, I never take listings in December, and I'm lining up several listings to go on the market this month at the time that you guys are hearing this. And I think it is, you bring up a really good point on getting your hands dirty and in the business more often. And this is also a mindset thing as well. If you're stuck in this, I need to get them to do something. maybe we need to look at how are you showing up mentally for your role as a professional? Because if we're stuck on the get them, it's more of a you're thinking about yourself. There's urgency of I could really use a commission check, which I can understand that urgency might be there. Maybe even if you're doing 40, 50 deals a year, that urgency might be there. However, if you're pulling that into your business and saying, I need to get them, you're going to miss the opportunity to understand them, which means you're going to miss the opportunity to serve them as a professional, which means your volume will go down and you're going to lose your edge, right? Yep. Whereas if you focus on how do I help them? How do I guide them? Now you're putting your focus on them. You're going to ask more questions. You're going to understand, and you're going to move into this professional space, attract more deals, which is going to give you more experience, which is going to help you help more people.
So it's funny. So one of the gentlemen that I know that's experiencing the biggest November week right now he's ever had, and the biggest December lining up right now, it's Paul Schneider. We recorded an episode with Paul Schneider here just recently, who's like the absolute master of what is best for the client. Maybe the best is not selling right now, and really being this resource and guiding professional for them. And then you wonder why he's having the biggest week in November and the biggest December lined up right now, that he's looking at building out this incredible 2026. It's all about showing up for your people in that way. And if you do that, if you show up correctly, you can take the I need to get a transaction off the table. I always looked at it as there's more business out here than we can possibly handle ourselves. If you really show up and people trust you, you're the steakhouse that when you call, we don't have any reservations. We're booked up for the next two weeks. If you want to make a reservation 2 weeks out, I'm more than happy to help you. But you can have that type of business where it's not, how do I find the next patron to sit down and order a steak in my restaurants? It's like, I want to figure out how we maybe need to open up another restaurant on the other side of town to help more people and let them eat steak. Like, let's do it.
What's amazing about the steakhouse experience, which maybe we need to put in a call to Halls and see if they'll sponsor it for the number of times we've mentioned.
We should have the owner of Halls on as a guest. Matt, that is a quest I'm going to put you on.
All right. We will work on that, and maybe it probably could be possible. So,
do you think we get free steaks? We'll work on that later. We'll come
this
back
is
to
the
that.
Interesting part, right? When you go to a steakhouse, we talk about the experience that you have at a Hall's Chop House, right? What also is happening when you go there? Okay, all the experience and all this stuff, but let's also talk about the business side. You're getting upsold at the table. You're getting shown a series of things that are enticing you to buy more, grab an extra drink. But how do they do that? They don't do it by thinking, how do I get Garrett to buy an appetizer? How do I get Garrett to get another old fashioned, right? No, they say, how can I help this person have a wonderful experience? How do I help them have an incredibly well-rounded meal? How do I help them leave here fully satisfied? And that comes around with, oh gosh, would you like some sides of that because this pairs really well with this steak? Or, hey, instead of this, you might want to try something like this if you're feeling that. Tell me, what are you in the mood for today? Are you more of a this person or a that person?
The upsell improves the experience, which when you realize that I'm going to have a better experience by that, the upsell is the easy thing. Like that's just like, well, we should all have that. We should all have that. Because you order as like kind of family style there with like certain sides and whatnot. You get your own steak, but you kind of got to split the sides around the table. The upsell is really easy because it improves the experience. They're not having to sell you on it. You can see it, you understand it, you realize it, and you're like, okay, we're going to do that. I think in our business and real estate, I think again it's an interesting industry because it's something that people need. They really need guidance and help. And I know there's people out there going, "Oh, AI is going to take over real estate. Oh, you can sell your home yourself, or oh, you don't need to hire the agent." 100%, you can go do it yourself. Most people realize that is way too big of a deal. I mean, hell,
I can cook my own steak.
Potentially, I could do light surgery on myself if I want to. I could. I got a knife in the kitchen. I mean, I know how to use, I can sew. I put a button back on the other day. I mean, I can close this thing up if I really needed to. So it's like, can we do it? Yes. Is it the best idea? Probably not. So I'm not even going to attempt it. so you're really left at a place of like, okay, they really do need us. They need our professionalism, and they need somebody, as I said, a professional who, I think I said hands on the fire, irons in the fire, getting your hands dirty. I cross those together. That happens sometimes. But I think somebody who's in the business and in there working, that's what I want. If I was going to put a home on the market right now, I don't want somebody who's doing, who's done, let's say, 5 deals this year. It's not enough for me. I want somebody who's actively out here being in the business, seeing what's going on, being able to look at this and say, Garrett, this is all the stats. This is what's been happening. This is what I experienced with that listing over there, this one over here. I currently have this one listed. This is all what we're watching happen right now. Here's the best way to approach this marketplace. You got to be active in here to make that happen. And if you show up as somebody that way, you are highly referable. It's easy for me to go look at my friend and be like, you know what, if you need to sell your home right now, this is the person you need to be using. They know what's going on better than anybody in the market right now. People want that right now. Higher levels of confusion, people look for professionals even more. You bring in a friendship and a trusted advisor as well as the professional, you've got yourself a solid business in 2025 and 2026. It's needed right now.
Yeah. So how do you get there? And this is actually interesting, Garrett. I was thinking about this as you were talking, because we did not cover this in the business planning workshop. So you guys get a little bonus here. It did come up as a question on our last session, which was, where do you fit in professional development and continuing education? And that kind of made me think of, well, also we need to be planning time for this kind of thing, spending time in the market, spending time in the data. And when you look at your weekly calendar, I would say probably most of you don't have a small time block to just go look at the market, understand what's going on so that you can show up as a professional. Sure, you have time blocked for your customer service calls. Do you have time blocked to review the marketplace to make sure that what's moving in those areas where your listings are, so that you're not going, oh yeah, I should go take a look at that when somebody asks you the question, is anything else selling?
We just talked about it,
you should have the time to go do.
Who are your 5 professionals that you're reaching out to on a regular basis? Lenders, the title company, contractors, the planning department. Like, who are you reaching out to regularly to go, what are you seeing, and how is that going to be affecting the real estate market that's out here right now, so I can better talk to my clients who are maybe putting their home on the market? Like, you have to have the time set aside. You have to be proactive with it. And I think with education, which you just brought up, most agents are doing their CE classes last minute just to get them done, just to be able to keep their license active. What if you did it with like a little bit of planning ahead? What if you said, there's all these courses out here, and if I'm going to bother to do them, what are the ones that are going to improve my skill set, who I am, so I can bring better information, better content to my people that are right in front of me? Because when you're doing it last minute, by the way, I've done it. I have sat down many times by my broker going, you do realize your license will be inactive if you don't get these things done in the next week here, which is always fun. Because at that point in time, you're not taking education to better yourself. You're just checking a box. Yeah. And these are these opportunities that are in front of you to, be proactive with how you're showing up in this business, which brings us all the way back to, if you're doing all this stuff, if you are being well informed, you hopefully are not in the how do I get business right now. You are in that I'm guiding these people, I'm helping them, highly referable, brings you back to a really, really solid foundation of a business. If you're finding yourself in the how do I get people, I guarantee you, look at your foundation. It's probably got some major holes in it. It's got some major cracks. Things need to be fixed because you're maybe not referable. And that's a problem. You might find you look at your business and go, oh, I understand why people aren't referring me. It's not how do I talk to them about referring me. It's not how do I sit down and go, hey guys, remember you can refer me, right? Like I would love a referral from you. It's not about that. It's how do I create an environment that makes people want to refer and want to be part of my world, and so I can help them. So it's right there, but you do need to do a conscious approach to figuring out how you're going to approach the people and your environment and your world.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed a theme over the last several episodes, a lot of it comes back to this mindset, how you view yourself and how you use your language in your business that makes the difference. And so even if you still have that buyer or seller who's stuck, instead of asking, how do I get them to do this? You're going to all of a sudden be saying, how do I help them? How do I guide them? How do I serve them in a way that helps them achieve their goal? And then all of a sudden, the questions that you need to ask are going to appear into your brain. You're like, I need to ask them this question. I need to have this conversation with them. I do need to stress the importance of us sitting down and having this consultation because I know it's going to be valuable for them. And you will also then remove the fear of that. Because I think, Garrett, when people get into that get to mindset and they're like, oh my gosh, nobody's referring me, they're also have this level of fear of intrusion and pushiness because they're looking at it from their own perspective and what they get out of it versus from the service perspective and how does this benefit the client? And then just leading with that, saying like, hey, I know this is going to help you. Let's sit down and have a conversation.
And this goes back to our customer service call strategy, which it always starts off with goals. Like it's always going, where are we going? What am I here to help you accomplish? What is going to make this success for you? And that is how you guide people. You got to know where they want to go. You got to know what they're trying to accomplish. And then when you can bring all the right information to the table to be like, okay, I see where you want to go. I see this journey that you have set in front of you right now. And now I'm going to explain to you the environment so that you can be safe and successful on the way to this goal that you want to achieve. And that is a very successful, very much referable type business when you're showing up for people in that way. Most realtors over the years are very known for they hear about a listing, an opportunity, they show up. The whole thing is, how do I get the listing? I'm going to tell them everything that I'm going to do, all my bells and whistles in my business that it's going to just help this thing be sold. But we don't know why they're really wanting to sell. The amount of people that I have watched who have a hot list client, a listing, and I'm like, why are they selling? Well, I don't really know what they're trying to do, but I know they want to sell. They seem like they're strong sellers. That's a problem. Same thing with buyers. I got buyers right now that they're just not making decisions. They're not pulling the trigger. They're not writing the contract. What are they trying to accomplish? What is the bigger, deeper levels of what they're trying to get to? We need to know this stuff. And then when you know it, you circle back around to it every single time, making sure that we're on the same journey together. We understand what they're trying to accomplish. Because if they're taking a vacation with their family, take this outside of real estate for a second, and you take them to a couples or singles place going like, I have the perfect place for you guys. You're going to love this. I'm going to plan the trip. It is something that all my clients rave about. And they show up there with 3 kids on a beach with a whole bunch of singles. Guess what? Not going to be the vacation they wanted. And they're going to be like, why is this not working out? Well, we had a travel agent who didn't understand what the goals of the event. They just heard vacation, travel. They didn't even ask, do you have kids? They just went, I got something you guys are going to love. That's not a referable service. That's one of those things you'll look back on and say, that was a waste of my time. I will never use that person ever again. We have the opportunities. Just slow down, take the time with people, learn the environment, learn your environment, learn where these guys want to go, and you will be the best guide that they need right now. They really need a good guide.
It makes me think about this mindset and what does it actually look like in performance. And when you're in this get to mindset, when you're just trying to get to the next deal, you're going to do the bare minimum required, right? If you're not doing the customer service calls, you're just there to like, how can I get this person to the transaction? I'm just going to do all the things I need to do to check the boxes and get to the closing table. And maybe I'll kind of be nice about it so that the experience is of decent quality. But if you're guiding them, you're going to look for, how do I over deliver on this experience? Yeah, I'm going to do customer service calls every week because I value absolute clarity. Even if they're already clear, we're going to continue to make sure that they're clear along the way. And you're going to then deliver and deliver more and the experience is going to be great, which leads to exactly what you're talking about, Garrett, is that referable business. It's also going to help you know when you need to ask the questions, because you're thinking, I do need to over deliver. And it's like, oh, you want to go to the beach? Oh, I got some great beaches. Oh, you know what? Do you guys have kids? Oh, you do? Okay, great. Well, I'm going to remove some of these because these are great for like singles and partying and stuff like that. But if we want to have some fun with the kids, this is going to be the category that we're going to go into. Now, let me ask you a few more questions about your kids. What do they like to do? Are they, and what do you guys like to do? What are the kind of the activities? Oh, okay, yeah, let's go to the bigger island because there's more things over there. Whereas the smaller one that has some fun stuff, but they don't have, these activities. It sounds like you guys might really enjoy these. Would that be correct? Yeah, that would be awesome. Awesome. Well, would you like me to book some of those things for you as well? And all of a sudden you're getting value and upsold at the same time. And you're like, but you come back and you go, man, that was so worth it. We had the best vacation. It maybe costs more than going to that singles beach place, but it has lasting memories forever. And that's what happens when you provide service, when you're guiding people versus trying to get them to do something.
So as you were saying this, I was thinking about like different restaurant experiences as we continue to go down these routes of, what makes referable businesses. We've all gone and called a restaurant and the restaurant says, when would you like a reservation? Well, 6 o'clock. How many people? 4. Excellent. We'll see you then. And it's done. And then we show up to that restaurant and they go, okay, fry, party of 4, and they go, great, we're all ready for you. We'll walk you back to your seat. That's a really normal experience. That's what we expect when we go to a restaurant. There's also restaurants when you call and you make your reservation and they just slow down for a second and say, Mr. Fry, is there anything special that you're celebrating this evening that you're setting this reservation for? Oh, as a matter of fact, yes. This is the reason we're having this dinner. It's my wife's birthday, and we have a couple friends joining us, and we're just celebrating her birthday. Oh my gosh, congratulations! We'll be ready for you. Those notes go in. I show up for the reservation. Garrett, Mr. Fry, so nice to be having you. But by the way, congratulations, happy birthday to your wife. By the way, is this your wife? Celebrate. Oh God, happy birthday to you. We're so happy that you're joining us for your birthday tonight. It changes the entire event by knowing what the goal is of what that evening. It's not just eating. And when you go to really nice restaurants and you're stepping up in those different service levels, it's an experience that you're going for. And in real estate, it's not just buying or selling homes. It's not just, I think we should just get a new house. Let's go down the street, we'll go buy something. It's not like that. There's a huge journey that person is on right now, and you should take the time to find out what that journey is that they're on, learn from that, and then celebrate that along the way. And then this turns into the guide side of it. This turns into how are we going to make this experience of whatever it might be, either is exciting and fun as it can possibly be, or maybe reducing the pain as much as it can possibly be, because sometimes you might be figuring out that the goal here is a divorcing couple and they hate each other and they are coming at this from 2 different directions. And your whole thing is that I need to try to reduce pain, ease communication as much as possible, and I'm going to help them understand that I'm the person that's going to be able to help guide this to the end of the process. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to know where you're going.
And it helps you look at little cues. I'll share one last story since we're in story mode.
Story mode.
My wife and I went to Halls for our anniversary in the spring, and they asked her, "Is there any reason why you're celebrating?" Yes, it's going to be our anniversary, and okay, wonderful. And come in, happy anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Benelli, all that stuff. Sit down and everything, and then we kind of did our order and whatnot. And I ordered a non-alcoholic beer, and the waitress came up and said, "We'd love to give you guys a glass of champagne, complimentary to celebrate your anniversary. I noticed you ordered a non-alcoholic beverage. Would you prefer if we brought you a sparkling cider?" I said, "Yes, that would be great." And that was just a little cue that they picked up on. Which that seems simple. It's like, well, of course they would do that. But if your system is just deliver the champagne without asking, then that might be missed. But when you are showing up as a professional, you'll pick up on those little things. Now, whether that was part of their process or she just noticed something, was like, hey, let me ask this question, I don't know. But it worked. And it was like, they're paying attention. It made you feel good. It's like, I think we're in good hands, is what I felt like at that dinner. which was great. And
Well, and the crazy side to like continue to add to that is that when that experience is all done and you go to that steakhouse, at the very end of it, you do get to rate, your server, your experience and all this. And you can end up with, I've had it happen, Matt's had it happen, with a note from your server saying, thank you so much for coming in and celebrating your anniversary with us. It's always a pleasure. We love having you guys come in. That note does show up. They do take the time to do that. And it's not handed to you while you're walking out the door. It is mailed to you. It continues the experience of going to that restaurant to a week later when all of a sudden you're like, that was a great night. Like, that was great. And this is the overall experience. And so again, to wrap this up, one is that, are you being a professional? Are you in a chasing mode, or are you in an attracting mode when it comes to the business that's around you? And are you working at creating a referable business, a business that people want to refer to, or do you think you deserve referrals? And why aren't they coming to me? Because they should be coming. People should be giving them to me. People only do it when you deserve it. They show up naturally. Create the environment that causes it to happen. So with that being said, with business planning in front of us right now, hopefully you all have your business plans done. But if you don't, and you're sitting here listening to this episode and going, you know what? I don't think I have a referable business. That's part of my problem that I'm up against right now. What can we do to change that going into 2026? What are things you can be implementing? How could you be showing up? How could you be approaching this business? It might just be an affirmation that you're like, you know what? I just need to change my mindset going into 2026. And that's the biggest change I need to make. You'll know that when you go through business planning. So we want to invite you to come and be a part of that. 10tenths.co is where you're going to go to sign up. You see the banner at the top, just click on it. And with that being said, we also have the 11 circle that you can come and join, be part of our group coaching. And if you just want to come in and see the inside track, you can join us there, where we will actually give information every single day, things that inspire us, different workouts you could be doing, different ways to improve your life, improve your world, little tidbits and tricks. You can find that there too. And that's the inside track. That's only $10 a month. You can come and join us there. And that actually really supports us. If you listen to this and you like our podcast, that's a wonderful place just to go to and say, you know what? I want to help Matt and Garrett just kind of keep the podcast going, because we appreciate you. We want to keep doing this for all of you. So Matt, did I leave anything off the table?
No, I echo that. We appreciate you guys. We love doing this. We love serving you guys. If you do get value out of this, please share it. The more people that we have tune in, the bigger our reach gets, which means the more people that we can serve and help, which means the more that we can serve you guys as well. So appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, everyone.